Have you ever wondered if you can run Docker containers on Windows IoT Core? It's a great question, and if you're here, you're probably looking for answers. Today, we're diving into whether Docker is compatible with Windows IoT Core. I totally get it. You've seen Docker work wonders on Azure, Windows Server, and even desktop Windows 10, but now you're left wondering about Windows IoT Core. It can be frustrating when you're not sure if your tools will work as expected. Here's the specific question we're addressing. One user asked, "Is there a way to run a Docker container in Windows IoT Core?" They mentioned they couldn't find any evidence of compatibility and were unsure if existing Docker installations would work. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the deal with Docker and Windows IoT Core? Docker is designed to run on various platforms, but Windows IoT Core has its own unique architecture. Understanding this will help us figure out if Docker can fit into the IoT landscape. And stick around. I'll share some insights at the end that could open up new possibilities for your IoT projects. To determine if Docker containers can run on Windows IoT Core, the user should first check the official documentation from Microsoft. This will provide the most accurate and up-to-date information regarding compatibility. Next, the user should explore the Windows IoT Core GitHub repository. This repository often contains community contributions and insights about running Docker on IoT Core. If the user finds that Docker is not officially supported, they can consider alternative containerization methods. For example, they might look into using lightweight virtualization solutions that are compatible with Windows IoT Core. Finally, if the user is determined to use Docker, they could experiment with running Docker on a Windows Server or desktop version and then deploy the application to Windows IoT Core. This might involve some additional configuration. Fun fact, the concept of containers dates back to the 1970s. It's amazing how far technology has come, but sometimes it feels like we're still figuring things out. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. According to another user, as of IoT Core version 16.299, released on October 17th, Docker container support is in preview. You can run Nano Server Core containers on 64-bit Windows 10 IoT Core, but it appears to be limited to AMD 64 architecture for now. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. One alternative solution is to use Azure IoT Edge version 2, which now supports native Windows containers. This allows you to deploy Docker containers on Windows IoT Core using compatible x64-based boards. Additionally, first-party modules like Azure Functions and Azure Stream Analytics work well with Windows containers on both Windows 10 and IoT Core, enhancing the development experience. Now, let's shift our focus to a different response. According to a user, Docker containers cannot run on Windows IoT Core. This is because Windows IoT Core lacks a compatible version of Docker. The user highlights several concerns, including the need for Docker to utilize features supported by the OS, the virtualization of those features, and the hardware's capability to support these functions. Devices like Raspberry Pi or Minoboard may not support the necessary virtualization for Docker to work effectively. Here's a tip. Always check the official documentation for the latest compatibility updates. This can save you a lot of time and headaches down the road. And there you have it. While Docker doesn't run on Windows IoT Core, you have options. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tech insights and keep exploring the world of IoT.